How's it going? So, a bit of a last minute sort of going live sort of thing, really. It is what, 2:30 in the morning, and basically everyone's in bed. I've sort of pulled a muscle in my left shoulder this morning or last night, so it's getting a bit stiff at night time. So I have to sort of get up, have another bath. Hopefully that will sort it out, and instead of bugging the missus in bed, waking up the kids and whatnot, uh, just thought I'd chill out and been doing some research. Um, First thing I'd like to thank every subscriber. I haven't been basically paying much attention to YouTube, apart from doing a few shorts and just trying to keep you up to date because everything's been quite hectic at the moment. But 99 subscribers, I'm over the moon with it. Um, didn't really think I'd ever get more than about 10 or 20, to be fair. So when I hit 50, it was quite a surprise, but to know that I'm at 99. So yeah, according to this, we put 192 videos out, and I noticed that the KCX23 Kingpin post repair, the short that I did, had 2,000 views, which is the most views I've had in like one fell swoop. Our kitchen should be done. Um, yeah, so we've actually had updates since we've been out of camp. So they've got the hob in place, the worktops are all fitted, the sink's fitted, and the extractor fan with GGB clicks fitted, and all the wall units are fitted. So yeah, this just about ready for the next phase of getting the plumbing done and the electrics done, and then hopefully we can then start moving the boilers and all that. For the case digger, we've uh, had other parts made up for that bottom bush, and I haven't had time to go and collect them because we've been obviously out on the farm since then, and so we've managed to get that all sorted. So that should be ready by the time I go to town. Um, we've had quite a busy-ish sort of week, but we've also had a lot of rain in this sort of week. So just like give you a rundown of what sort of happened. So the short of me ploughing with the 7610. So basically, what it was is we were cutting rubbish away in. I don't know if I'd done a video on a trailer that I picked up. You might have seen it in the background of a previous video, but it's made out of, I think, of an 8-ton or a 3-ton, 6-ton Thwaites dump truck. And it's just got an axle drawbar on it. So I've actually got two of them. I bought one from one chap where I got the rotavator from, and that one was quite rotten, but the bed of it wasn't actually too bad. And I bought another one from another chap that lived next door to that chap, about a mile, 2 miles away. And I went down and picked that one up, bought that one as well. That one works and is in functional sort of thing. We had to change a tire on it, and it had one of those, what they call is a Widowmaker rims, where they have the band that locks in and press it up, but it had a big tire gator in around it as well, so it was a bit of a challenge on sorting it out. But it had a ripped valve on it, so it turned out it wasn't actually too bad. The valve you just unscrewed, put a new little elbow valve on, and popped in. Yeah, so we took 2 loads of rubbish away today. We done one yesterday, and one today, and then I put the trailer in the shed. We moved the digger to one side. So for the Chifferton digger, I've still got the door to do, but other than that, she's running except the tracks. Top idler of the tracks are naffed, or one is definitely naffed, because it's not on there anymore because it's all collapsed. I've been talking with a guy on eBay, and they're £117 a piece. And that's not the part that really bothers me. He agreed that it was going to be £151 for postage, and I said to him, yeah, is what it is for 2 rollers sent via the Royal Mail to the Falklands. You know, can't be helped. Sometimes you just got to go with what you got. But sadly, he put it down to £151 per roller instead of for the 2. So in negotiation of sorting that out, but I'm sure he'll get it sorted. He's a really good guy, really quick at responding back, and whatnot. So getting back to the county, to the 7610, sorry. So the 4-wheel drive system don't work on it. I will post pictures of it up in one of the videos of what we've done, because I generally don't think I'll be able to show you very well of what it all entails. But we'll have a go. I don't know how good you'll see all that. You're not going to see any of that, so that's just a pointless exercise, wasn't it, really? Stripped it all down. We took all the clutch plates out of it, the shafts out of it. It's a ZF box, and sadly, we don't have any kits to rebuild it. So I could do with a solenoid, and I found one online from Tractor Parts, solenoid, which looked quite good in my respect, until I seen the price of £378 for just a solenoid to operate an hydraulic fluid. Sucks a little bit, but we're going to see what we can come up with what's in there, and then go from there. Hopefully, if all goes well, we can get this one sorted for sooner rather than later, because I've got obviously these buildings to bring over from the farm. We're also going to change a PTO seal. Now, I don't think I've got a PTO seal. May have a PTO seal. I'm also led to believe they're an O-ring. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take, as we've got the oil out of the tractor, we're going to take the PTO shaft out and then have a look and see what it entails. Because that piece that we ploughed, I'd like to go over the renovator once we put the manure down on top of sheep manure. We've got the trailer in the shed at the moment. Digger, yes. My little boy on his little Honda bike, he's doing really well. He's actually been on his JR80, Suzuki JR80 recently, because his Honda bike, sadly, even though it's not even done 4 hours of running around from brand new, they've actually put the tires inner tubes in wrong, and we didn't notice it, but they put the nuts on the wrong side to hold them from stopping from twisting off. And sadly, one of them twisted off and broke. We think we can rob one from another bike, but if not, then he's gonna have to wait like 3 months for a new inner tube to turn up, and by then it'll be probably the harshest of winter, or we'll be hopefully coming out of it, which would be what, April. Actually, we'll probably be in the middle of it. It'll be about July. So, yeah. So for shed side and mechanical side, that's basically what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. We've got 300 sheep sorted to head off to Fimco for the abattoir. They head away this coming Thursday, so I'm heading to town Sunday to have a look at the kitchen, get some jobs sorted on the cricket pitch. In there, we've got tear down to stop birds getting to the grass, but sadly, with our lovely calm 50-mile-an-hour winds that we get, it's not working as good as we'd hoped, so we're having to come up with another plan on that one. We've got some fences to do while we're in town, but we'll literally be going in, sorting out a few little things, coming back out Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday we'll be sorting out all the livestock, ready for the abattoir for Thursday, and then Thursday we'll head back into town to get things sorted. Is the plan. It's and then once we've in town, if they've got trees to cut, basically, yeah, just go for gold and try and get jobs all caught up, really. So watching on the video side of YouTube, I've actually looked at a GoPro locally. They're about 500 or something pound. I'm thinking about getting one, but at the moment, we've sort of got other priorities that have taken into effect of having time to do YouTube channels, as this is something that I do just to pass my time away and try and educate people around the world that, you know, we're a little British country in the middle of nowhere, still doing everything as Britishly as we could. And it's nice to be able to show how we do our day-to-day things, and how we improvise. So if you like, for me, my four-wheel drive system broke on the tractor, so I don't have another tractor. My other one's sitting in Stanley, so I took the front shaft off and used it in single-wheel drive. And like for simple things, like if I have to order parts for it, I've got to wait up to 3 to 4 months before they turn up. I've got to have this tractor running by October, regardless on how I do it, how I go about it. It's got to be going by October. So we will be doing that. Once we've got everything sorted on the tractor front, we've got the porta cabin trailer to sort out, and then we've got builders to sort out. The DAF lorry that's I've got is a CF75. She's putting diesel into her oil. We're going to have a look into that and see if we can not work it out and work out why she's putting diesel into oil, and see if we can get her sorted and then bring her out to help move over the stuff ready for moving over all the buildings. We hopefully get our road next season. We'll find out. We'll find out when it all happens. Hopefully near the time, and then 5 years from once the road starts getting built, and we will then be out here full time. And like it is a big jump. We're running at about 1,500 sheep at the moment to 1,800 sheep, floating around that sort of mark. I can't increase them anymore until we get the fences sorted. Wool prices are a bit sketchy at the moment, so we're thinking about running just a ewe flock and aiming more for our local abattoir. But even that's now getting a bit sketchy. So yeah, it's just sort of like it's a decision I've got to make, and if I make it, it's one I've got to stay to. Do I go the 50-50 and maybe try and even that out a little bit? I don't know. We have to wait and see what prices come with having this RWS in now, where responsible wool sort of thing. It's £500 to become part of it, and it's getting to the point where they're wanting you to join regardless, and it's £500 for any size farm. So you can be running 30,000 acres of land, or maybe 40,000 acres of land. It's £500 for you to get set up, compared to me that's got 8,000 acres. It's £500, or to someone else I know that's only got 500 acres, it'll still cost them £500. Where I think it should be done on an acreage basis, because for the simple fact is, like, there's a lot of time goes into. You've got to look also for, you've got to know where your sheep dies at. Now it's hard to explain, but like, they want to know, say for example you lose say 10 hogs, they want you to account for how they died, and where they died at. We have 8,000 acres, which is not the biggest farm in the island. It's a farm-ish sort of size, and you go out there and we can lose 10 hogs, and you will not find 10 hogs lying on the ground out there. They can fall in holes, ditches, they may jump over a fence and die on someone else's land. There is so many variables of what could happen. So it's little things like that you got to take into account of whether it's worth really jumping into anything like that. So a few more meetings to go through for that one, I think, before I make any decisions. There's a lot of good decisions that come out of it. Don't get me wrong. But there is some that I think that I'd need to ask and get confirmed before I jump into it. So that's one thing we're sort of looking at. We're plowing up this ground because we are going to try and plant it again, but we're aiming for new Christmas potatoes, and hopefully we can get some of them growing and get seed out of them. We've got to try and get about 3,000 seed potatoes, between 3,000 to 3,500 seed potatoes. If we can't, we'll then probably plant carrots and turnips in there, and see if we can get any of them out as well. Like I said, it's a hit and a miss. Whether we get them, whether we don't, is a completely higgly-piggly. So we've got the road coming through. We then have the buildings to move over. So we've got to get them moved over. Before we can move the buildings, we've got to cut everything from those buildings, bring it over here, find somewhere to store them. We've also got to sort out the tractor, sort out the porta cabin trailer, source another porta cabin trailer because it's going to be another tractor running on that day as well. We've then got to get the county back out here from Stanley to come out at the beginning of the season, because she's going to be used for pulling them off or on, depending where she's most needed. The Fed Alice, we've got to get that running. Excuse me. Fed Alice, we've got to get that running also, ready for sorting out the hard stands for them and loading and whatnot. We've got to get the road built around the shearing shed bit where the electrical cable is, because I don't really want government or any contractors just to drop a blade of a dozer. I know how deep the cable is, and I'd rather just scrape it off myself, put a bit of rock in, and then just say that's, you can't go any lower than that sort of thing. And then we've got the water pipe to move before the road comes in. We've got cesspit tank to finish off. We've got a problem. There's a 10 mil hole, 8 mil hole in one of our cube tanks that we put in, sadly. So we've now got to try and fix it, and we're not sure how we're going to fix it because the manhole's only like yay size and, well, it doesn't really fit. So yeah, we've got to try and work out. And I don't know if fiberglass will work. All I know is that it keeps filling up with water, and so we've got to try and pump it out and keep it pumped out while we fix it. And then once we've done that, then we're sorted. Then we've got to do all the pipe work for that. There we've got fencing to finish off, and that's just out on the farm. So in Stanley, we've got the four-wheel drive system on the tractor is going to be the biggest thing to fix. Then we've got to try and get all the parts for the front axle. If anyone knows for that ZF axle that I've got, if anyone has the ZF drop box in good working order, give us a shout. Or even and the wheel bearings, kingpins, and seals for the front axle. Also, seriously, give me a shout. I'll be interested. Likewise with a complete cab. If you can get me a complete cab for it, I'd even be even more over the moon. And I've got to look at the injector pump as well, because I think we've got a governor problem in it. My other half's a bit worried about the money that we spent on it and to buy it, and it's sort of costing us a bit. But the thing is, I sort of like it. So yeah, it is what it is, really. But anyway, so in town we've got the kitchen to finish off, walls to build, digger to finish off, and then we've got some stuff to take from town and bring out. We've got customers to sort out with fencing and a few other things. So we'll go from there. But basically, yeah, I just basically wanted to do a live chat, really, because I'm just sitting in the house not doing much, and I want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Really over the moon, and for the constant views that I get. So I noticed when I post a video that within a day and a bit, we've got 3-4 views. So you guys are loyal in watching as well. Please let me know what you're more interested in. Put in the comments on either, if you're watching, put in the comments. If not, once this is being finished, put in the comments below what you're more interested in, or are you happy the way I'm doing things, but you just want me to go into more detail and show you more things, then by all means, I'm happy to do so. But please understand that this is not a money-making channel. This is done off my own accord. So basically everything that you see, I can't afford to buy all the parts to restore, say, the Dropbox. So I basically pull it to pieces, find out what's wrong with it, try and find pieces locally, which can take up to a couple of weeks. Then I've got to try and buy the parts. So like the Chifton digger, take that for example. So it took me, on weekend work, it's taken me a month and a half, 2 months to sort it all out, sort the engine out, sort the hydraulic leaks out, find the hoses, find fittings for the hoses because they were different, get them sorted. And then I had to come up with a plan on fixing a joystick piece on it, because I couldn't justify buying one for a digger that I don't know if it was going to work, everything I was doing on it. Then to find out that we welded up that idler on the front idler on the track that kept coming off. Went to go try it out, and the other roller decided to shut itself. So we ended up with a digger that we just about had at the door to not going out at all. And now I'm negotiating with the guy, and it's taken 2 weeks to find something similar. It's now taken them the last 4 days to negotiate with them, and still not 100%. So I'm thinking maybe another day, 2 days. And then once I've ordered those parts, I'm looking at a 3 to 4 week wait of them getting flown down. So the reason why I'm paying a lot on postage on these is they're a heavy item, and get them sent down through the Royal Mail to get them here to get the digger done and out. The now problem I have is I have a tractor stuck right in front of that digger with a drop box that's not on it and no oil in the back end. So we've sort of got to fix that before these parts turn up. So I have about a 3-week gap of where I'm from having to sort of drag that tractor out, regardless on whether it's got oil in the back end or not. And ideally I could do with it being sorted. So we're going to find some way. We will find a way. We always find a way. There's always a way. There's the tough and hard, get me through it way, and then there's the easy, order me parts and I'll fix it way. Now, we all like to go on the order me parts and fix me good sort of way. But if you can't get those order me parts, fix me good sort of ways, we have to go to the it will do, get me home sort of job. Until those parts turn up, then it means, yes, I might have to bodge job it to get it to work. If it's still in single drive, it's still in single drive. We have got a little jack thing coming down that you sort of hammer into the rims. And then you have like a bolt that winds down that busts the beads off. So I hope you use that to change these tires around. I have got to order the spacer bands for the dual wheels, which I think was about £112 a thing. Probably gone up with metal prices due to the cost of COVID and all that. Talking of COVID, we're opening our gates on the 4th. So some of my videos now, you'll probably see me wearing masks depending on where I am. So we've been quite lucky for the last 2 years. We haven't had to wear masks or anything. We've been pretty damn lucky, but we've now got 14 cases, I think, in the islands, which I think is the most we've ever had. We normally get the odd 1 or 2. But our government's decided that opening it up and letting everyone get it is the best thing to do. I'm not sure how. We've all been vaccinated. The whole islands have been vaccinated. Our kids have even got the first dose of vaccines done. But I don't think personally our hospital will cope. And I think it's a wrong time. We're about to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Falklands War. And there's a lot of veterans now that's not coming down because of them opening it up. They can't take that risk. And I don't think they're thinking of the elderly people either. They're quite happy to let it in. Now, this is between our counsellors and the hospital and our government. And yes, some of the public is for and some is against. Now, I'm not against it and I'm not for it. I understand that at some stage it's going to have to happen. But I just think that they picked the wrong time. The biggest celebrations we could have. And it's going to basically be sort of forgotten about, really. So it is what it is. But anyways, enough muggling on about that. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and we will hopefully in the next week or two we'll have a GoPro, and I will try and work out how to use one and do some decent videos for you. And also we will hopefully get some more into-depth videos of us actually doing projects on the farm and the dig and things. With the GoPro, I'll be able to actually set it up and do a bit of a video on it and do a bit more editing on it for you. I've got to try and find a way of getting a program of editing on the laptop so I can do it for you, but we will sort that out for you. But anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for all you subscribers, and thanks for the upcoming subscribers. If you're going to hit the subscribe button, then thank you for that as well. And like I said, put in the squeak it down below on if you want me to focus on anything, or if you think going for the GoPro and actually recording what I'm doing and the mistakes I make when I'm finding out half those things. I do make mistakes. Like I pulled this Dropbox to pieces the hard way. It wasn't until actually I had it to pieces I realized that, oh yeah, there's actually an easier way. But you don't know if you don't pull things apart, and you don't learn if you don't try. So, and my motto is that it was broken anyway, so I couldn't have made it any worse. And if I have to, I'll put it back together the way it was to put it back in. The only downside is I had to damage an oil seal to do it. Bit of a silly design, but yeah, that's what I have to do. You have to do it, yes. But anyways, take it easy, and we'll catch you later. I think, maybe. Don't know. Try and put a video up on Monday for you. Oh, yeah. So it actually tells you about the live thing. It proves how much I do this live thing, really, doesn't it? But hey, anyways, catch you later.